Le Pin. It is proof that even the most unassuming vineyards can hold extraordinary potential. Who could have imagined that a tiny, unclassified Pomerol estate, with just 1 hectare of vines, a rundown farmhouse, and a single pine tree, would rise to become one of the world's most coveted wines? Welcome to Fine Wines, where we uncover the stories and personalities behind the world's fine wines. Today, we're diving into the remarkable journey of Le Pin. Most wineries take centuries to become famous, but Jacques Tiempon made Le Pin a legend in just 30 years. With very few bottles produced, tasting this wine is a rare and special experience. But beyond the high ratings from Robert Parker and all the fame, it stays true to one goal: making the best wine possible every time. The story of Le Pin begins in Pomerol, a small but highly respected wine region on Bordeaux's right bank. Unlike its famous neighbor, Saint-Émilion, Pomerol has no official classification system, yet it produces some of the world's most sought-after wines. This includes Pétrus, the legendary estate that put Pomerol on the map with its rich, powerful Merlot-based wines. We've covered the incredible story of Pétrus in a previous video on our channel. Unlike the grand chateau of the Médoc, Pomerol was historically a region of small farms rather than aristocratic estates. While Pétrus had already established Pomerol's reputation on the world stage, many vineyards in the area remained relatively unknown. The land that would become Le Pin had no chateau, no dedicated winery, and no notable history. But what it did have was exceptional terroir: gravel and clay soils with iron deposits, the same unique conditions that made Pétrus famous. Jacques Tiempon came from a long line of wine merchants and winemakers. His family had deep roots in the Bordeaux wine trade, known for both distributing top wines and owning estates like Vieux Château Certain in Pomerol. However, unlike Bordeaux's elite chateau owners, the Tiempons were not part of the Médoc's aristocratic tradition. This gave Jacques a unique perspective. When he acquired Le Pin in 1979, he had to rely on intuition and a minimalist approach, focusing on purity of expression rather than rigid tradition. While top Bordeaux estates spanned hundreds of hectares, Le Pin had just 1. Production was tiny, only 600 to 700 cases per year, making every bottle incredibly rare. Most Bordeaux wines balanced new and old barrels, but Jacques aged 100% of its wine in new oak, giving it a silky, exotic character. All great wines have a turning point, and for Le Pin, it came in 1982. That year, wine critic Robert Parker tasted the vintage and initially rated it 88 points, a respectable score, but not enough to make waves in Bordeaux. But then, everything changed. A few years later, Parker revisited the wine and upgraded his score to a perfect 100 points. At the time, Parker's influence was reshaping the Bordeaux market, with his reviews driving demand and prices. His glowing endorsement transformed Le Pin from an unknown upstart into one of the most coveted wines on the planet. Another defining moment in Le Pin's history came in 1995 at a prestigious blind tasting in Germany. Some of the world's best wines, including top Bordeaux names, were judged. As a surprise, Le Pin's 1990 vintage won, beating even Pétrus. It proved it could not only compete, but even surpass Bordeaux's finest. Le Pin produces one main wine, its Grand Vin, made from 100% Merlot. This focus on quality, combined with the tiny production of just 1,500 to 2,000 bottles per year, has made this wine a true cult wine. The wine is rich and silky, with powerful aromas of ripe plums, black cherries, coconut, and even a hint of citrus. On the palate, it offers a decadent, velvety mouthfeel. However, it isn't always consistent. Hot, dry vintages can sometimes be a challenge, affecting the balance and structure of the wine. But Jacques Tiempon is known for his strict quality control. In 2003, for example, he declassified the entire vintage because the grapes didn't meet his standards. As for the price, it usually reaches over $3,000, with some vintages, like the legendary 1982, selling for $9,900 per bottle. Le Pin's most celebrated vintages include 1982, 1990, 2009, and 2010, all of which received perfect 100-point scores from Robert Parker. Though Le Pin focuses solely on its Grand Vin, they once produced a limited second wine called Trilogie de Le Pin. It was a multi-vintage blend made from declassified grapes across 3 years. While Trilogie is no longer made, you might still find a bottle on the market. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and see you next time.